Hi again guys, I'm back with another unboxing. As you can see, this package is already torn, and that's because I actually opened this to make sure I've got the right items this time. This came from Walmart, and the first order they sent actually had the entirely wrong puzzles in it, so they got sent back and 2 replacements had to come. So yeah, so I just opened it up, had a look, make sure it was the right thing, and then put them back inside again. So this is what we've got. Got a crazy 4x4 version 3. Now, if you haven't seen the crazy 4x4 series, you might wonder what makes this one version 3, so I'll just explain that quickly. The version 1, the circle that you can see on each side is just around the centre pieces here, it doesn't extend to the edges or the corners. The version 2 is on the circle extends to the edges but doesn't touch the corners, and as you can see, this is the version 3, which is the version that has some of the corners involved in the circle. Well, all of the corners, not some of the corners. So yeah, on every face, that turns quite nicely actually. It's been lubed, you can tell. It's I guess that's why it's in this plastic bag as well, because these wouldn't normally, I don't think, come in a plastic bag if it wasn't. But yeah, it's a little bit greasy, but not too bad. But yeah, it turns quite well. I've actually played with one of these before. A friend of mine has got one, and I scrambled it and solved it. It took me a couple of hours. It's a lot of fun. It really is a fun puzzle to play with this. It's got quite a few attributes from other puzzles you might have solved. I'm not going to tell you what, because I don't want to spoil it in this video. This isn't meant to be a tutorial. But the way you go about solving it is kind of comes in stages, and it's a very nice kind of discovery process I found, figuring out exactly what stages you need. It took me a couple of hours to solve it the first time, but like I say, the process of figuring out exactly what I needed to do at each step was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this puzzle, and it was a real sense of achievement when I solved it. I really felt, you know, it was a satisfying solve. I really felt good that I'd managed to figure it out. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. This one actually seems to turn a bit better than the one I played with before. I don't know if it's a different version or anything, but I'll scramble this and go away and give it a solve, and then see. Well, I'll give you my thoughts on what this is like. In the bag, there's still another one of these. I actually got 2 at the time, for reasons I won't bore you with. But yeah, there's another one that will be up for sale if anybody's interested in it. I'll provide a link in the description to the eBay auction that it's going to be sold in, and yeah, you're more than welcome to bid on it. Obviously they are brand new. It's completely unused in the box there, and yeah, it can be yours. And as I say, it's an extremely fun puzzle. What I love about it as well is when it's scrambled, it looks very scary. It really does look, as the name implies, crazy. It's an excellent puzzle, really is. I like the fact that it comes in stickerless version as well, because the stickered 3x3 planet cubes that I've got, the stickers do tend to peel quite a bit because they're so small, and these bits, the tiny corner pieces, they would really struggle to hold a sticker for very long. So I'm definitely glad that this is a stickerless version, although I do prefer, generally speaking, black plastic and stickered puzzles. Something like this, it definitely works better with a stickerless version. Alright then, I think I'm going to call that scrambled for now. I'll go away and give it a solve and come back to you with my thoughts after that. Okay then, so as you can see, the puzzle's now solved again. I've solved it a few times now, and yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. The turning quality is okay. You do have to be a little bit careful. You have to make sure everything's lined up, but I don't suppose that's comes as much surprise. I mean, this is quite a complicated mechanism here. You don't get any corner cutting to speak of whatsoever, really. As you can see, there's only a tiny bit there turned, and it's just does not want to go. You have to get it lined up pretty much perfectly before it will turn. But that's not really an issue. I mean, this isn't meant for speed solving anyway. You find the outer layers tend to turn a little bit less well than the sort of centre layers. They turn really well on every face in every direction. The outer layers are the ones that they're a little bit slightly more stiff, and they tend to be very slightly catchy. It's not really a huge issue or anything. Don't let me sound like I'm really putting this puzzle down. I'm not. It's just a slight issue sometimes. You just have to be a little bit careful when lining the puzzle up. The only real problem I've come across is sometimes these centre caps have a tendency to pop off, which is surprising because it didn't happen when I was scrambling it at all. So, but I'm just seeing if I can get one to do it now actually, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Obviously it's quite random. It's not the same one all the time or anything, so it's obviously a slight flaw. So, but having said that, it wouldn't be an issue. Let me just see if I can pop one off briefly. If I've got any tools around, I don't think I have. Not nearby, but no. There we go. You can see that that white one is now slightly loose. So all you do, you've got two little spikes there on the bottom of it that go into these little holes on the centrepiece. So they're not actually part of the mechanism in any way. So a small dab of glue on there, on ones that were doing it regularly, wouldn't do any harm whatsoever. So that might be something I'll do with this. If it seems like it needs it, I mean, it might be that there's a little bit of breaking in issue, and obviously what's happening is when you turn the sides that are a bit catchy, they catch on the centre cap and just pop it off. But once it's broken in a bit more, you never know, it might turn out that it was actually stops doing it anyway. But yeah, it might need a dab of glue on there, but that wouldn't be the end of the world. Solving wise, as I mentioned earlier, I'd already solved it once before, so it wasn't too tough these few new times. However, the difficulty you run into is when you reach the OLL and PLL parities on the final layer. The parity algorithm, as you already know, rotate centres, and as soon as you do any algorithms that rotate centres, you mess up what you've already solved. So I need to figure out a better way of dealing with them, because at the moment what I'm doing is messing up what I've already solved and then re-solving it after the parity algorithm and hoping that the parity doesn't come back. Now most of the time that is the case. However, one time I did do it and it came back 3 times, so it's a little bit frustrating. So I need to find a better way of doing that. But yeah, I'll work on that. But other than that, it's definitely a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend this puzzle. It is good quality. It feels very solid. Other than the minor quibbles I have with the turning, it is really good quality puzzle. I like it a lot. I've got no problem with recommending this to anybody. So yeah, if you think it's interesting you, I definitely recommend going out and buying one. Alright then guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care now. Bye.